Today we're counting down the top 8 most overpowered guns you absolutely must try before 2026. These are the guns that obliterate targets and make you feel like an action hero. Price doesn't matter, practicality be damned. It's all about raw power and insane performance. From hand cannons to literal shoulder-fired cannons, this list has it all. Let's dive right in, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for number 1, which is basically a personal artillery piece in disguise. Number 8, Atchison AA-12 Automatic Shotgun. Time to amp up the carnage with the AA-12 Automatic Shotgun. A 12-gauge fully automatic combat shotgun that's basically a street sweeper in your hands. The AA-12 can empty a 20-round drum in mere seconds at 300 rounds per minute cyclic rate, shredding anything in front of you with buckshot or slugs. But we're not stopping at plain old shells. The real overpowered aspect here is when you load it with Frag 12 explosive rounds. The Frag 12 is a specialized 12-gauge mini grenade that contains a small, high-explosive charge and turns the AA-12 into a handheld artillery piece. With Frag 12, the AA-12 can hit targets out to 200 meters, each shot blowing open doors, disabling vehicles, or neutralizing targets with shrapnel blast. Imagine firing a shotgun that literally launches grenades. That's the AA-12 in overpowered mode. Despite its fierce firepower, the AA-12's design specifically reduces recoil, so you can actually hold full auto on target. It's been called the world's deadliest shotgun for its ability to deliver sustained, devastating firepower. Dumping a drum of explosive shells from a AA-12 is an experience in pure adrenaline-fueled mayhem. If you ever get the chance, you must try this beast. It's the closest thing to an FPS video game power-up in real life. Number 7, Barrett M82A1 50 BMG. No list of overpowered guns is complete without the legendary Barrett 50 cal. The Barrett M82A1, also known as the M107 in military service, is a semi-automatic sniper rifle chambered in 50 BMG, and it's basically a shoulder-fired cannon. This 30-pound rifle was designed to engage targets a mile away, and it delivers 13,000 plus foot-pounds of energy on impact. That means it can punch through engine blocks, concrete walls, and body armor like paper. Firing the Barrett is an awe-inspiring experience. The muzzle brake and barrel recoil system help make it survivable. You'll still feel a hefty push and a concussive blast with each shot. The 50 BMG rounds, typically 661 grains, roar out at about 2,800 feet per second, and the rifle can reach out to 1,800 meters effectively, sometimes more in the right hands. The Barrett earned its fame in conflicts around the world, often used to disable vehicles or communication equipment with a single hit. It's overpowered by design. This rifle lets one operator deliver 50 caliber destruction at extreme ranges. Whether you're punching long-distance holes in steel or just obliterating watermelons at the range, the Barrett 50 cal will put a huge grin on your face. It's the definitive modern anti-material rifle, and shooting one is a bucket list thrill for any firearm enthusiast. Number 6, Browning M2HB 50 caliber machine gun. From the portable 50 rifle to the crew-served 50 machine gun, at number 6 we have the Browning M2 heavy machine gun, affectionately known as Ma Deuce. This beast has been laying down 50 BMG hate for over a century, and it remains absolutely unrivaled in sustained firepower. The M2 fires the same 50 BMG cartridge as the Barrett, but at a rate of around 500 rounds per minute in its ground variant. Imagine feeding a belt of big 50 cal bullets and unleashing a continuous stream of them. The effect is pure devastation. Each round can tear through vehicles, structures, and enemy positions. The M2 can keep barrels hot out to an effective range of about 1,800 meters. Max range is around 6.8 kilometers. The heavy tripod-mounted M2 weighs over 80 pounds by itself, but all that mass and a thick barrel are what allow it to fire powerful rounds continuously without shredding itself. Troops have used Ma Deuce to stop kamikaze boats, enemy aircraft, and even snipers hiding behind cover. A few bursts of 50 cal tracers will remove most problems very quickly. The impact and intimidation factor of the M2 is off the charts. Its signature deep booming report and tracers leave no question that overwhelming firepower is in play. Number 5, Holland & Holland 700 Nitro Express. Let's take a step into the world of extreme big game hunting for our next overpowered firearm. The 700 Nitro Express double rifle is not a military weapon at all. It's a classic British elephant gun, but it absolutely belongs on this list for its ludicrous power. Holland & Holland developed the 700 Nitro in the late 1980s as essentially the largest practical hunting cartridge one could shoulder fire. Each cartridge is a brass behemoth, launching a 1,000-grain projectile. It's about 2.3 ounces of lead at 2,000 feet per second, dumping 8,900 foot-pounds of muzzle energy on target. Yeah, you read that right, nearly 9,000 foot-pounds, which is more than 10 times the recoil energy of a .308 hunting rifle. Firing this gun literally feels like getting hit by a freight train. Recoil around 160 foot-pounds will shove even a big shooter backward. These rifles are usually luxurious double-barreled works of art, weighing 15-plus pounds to absorb some kick. Number 4, M134 minigun, 7.62 by 51 millimeter. This is a 6-barreled electrically driven Gatling gun that spews out 7.62 NATO rounds at an almost unbelievable rate, up to 4,000 to 6,000 rounds per minute. It's 50 to 100 rounds every single second, turning whatever you aim at into shredded coleslaw. Designed for mounting on helicopters and gunships, the M134 uses rotating barrels to avoid overheating and to achieve those extreme rates of fire. A single-second long burst can fire more bullets than an entire rifle magazine. The minigun's sound and fury are legendary. A whirring hiss of bullets and a cascade of brass raining down. Each 7.62 millimeter round might not be as big as a 50 BMG, but when you're firing dozens per second, the total firepower is off the charts. The gun is surprisingly compact, about 30 inches long, but weighs about 85 pounds and requires a power source to run the motor. It's normally vehicle or tripod mounted, but in movies you'll see characters hip-firing old painless, truly fiction, but it shows the minigun's reputation. In real life, some specialty arms experiences let civilians try short bursts on a minigun, and if you can do it, do it. Number 3, SSK 950 JDJ. We're now in the top 3. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. This gargantuan bolt action, nicknamed Fat Mac, fires a 950 caliber projectile. Yes, that's nearly a 1-inch diameter bullet. Each cartridge is like a small artillery shell. About 3,600 grains of lead, 234 grams, propelled to 2,200 feet per second, which yields a mind-boggling 36,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Put that in perspective, that's roughly 30 times the energy of a typical 5.56 NATO round, and actually comparable to a 20mm cannon shell in power. In fact, shooting the 950 JDJ is so punishing that it's typically done only from a heavy bench rest. The recoil impulse, rated at around 277 foot-pounds, literally broke one shooter's rib in testing. The rifle itself weighs about 110 pounds, which is absolutely necessary to absorb the tremendous kick. So why does this thing exist? Essentially as an extreme largest rifle ever experiment by SSK Industries, a sporting rifle given a special exemption from destructive device rules. It's not practical for any hunting or combat, it's more of a functional novelty for those who crave insane power. The moment you set one of these off, you'll feel a shock wave, a thunderous boom, and likely see the muzzle brake erupt with flame. Anything downrange is going to have a very bad day. This round could probably stop a truck or penetrate many inches of steel. The 950 JDJ is the definition of overpowered in small arms. It's basically a portable cannon. If by some miracle you ever encounter one of the few in existence, you owe it to yourself to touch off a round, just one, and experience the absurdity of handheld howitzer power. Number 2, Anzio 20mm rifle. How do you top a 950 caliber rifle? By going up to a full 20mm cannon round in a rifle format. The Anzio 20mm is exactly that, a 20 by 102mm Vulcan caliber anti-material rifle that you can theoretically shoulder fire. It's the first American 20mm rifle since the 1930s, and it turns a person into a walking artillery unit. Firing a 20mm Vulcan round, the same type used in fighter jet cannons like the M61, the Anzio delivers about 38,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy at the muzzle, 3 times more power than a 50 BMG. In fact, one 20mm shot has about 4.8 times the energy of a 600 Nitro Express Elephant cartridge, which itself is huge. To say this rifle hits hard is an understatement. The Anzio can also chamber the Soviet 14.5 by 114mm round, or Anzio's own 2050 cartridge. But it's the 20 by 102mm Vulcan that really shines for overkill. Effective range is listed around 4,500 plus meters, 5,000 yards. We're talking 2.8 miles if you can even see that far. The rifle typically comes with a massive muzzle brake and often a suppressor option, yes, suppressed 20mm, to somewhat tame the blast. It weighs anywhere from 60 to 130 pounds depending on configuration and usually feeds from a 3-round magazine. Firing the Anzio 20mm is as close as you'll get to firing a tank gun while standing on your feet. The concussion and flash are incredible. High-speed footage shows shockwaves rippling outward. Each round can carry different types of warheads, including high explosive incendiary, so you can literally shoot explosive bullets with this rifle. It's an overpowered legend in the extreme shooting community. Number 1, GAU-8 Avenger 30mm cannon. Surprise! For the number 1 spot, we're going beyond small arms to mention an honorable and insane mention: the GAU-8 Avenger 30mm cannon. Now, you can't exactly try this one unless you become an A-10 Warthog pilot, but we had to include it as the epitome of overpowered firearm engineering. The GAU-8 is a 7-barrel Gatling cannon the size of a car, firing 30 by 173mm depleted uranium shells at around 3,900 rounds per minute. It was literally designed to chew through tanks. Firing the GAU-8 feels like riding a dragon. Pilots describe the recoil from the cannon actually slowing the aircraft in flight. Each second of firing spits out 65 shells, each shell capable of punching through heavy armor. The Avenger is so overpowered that the entire A-10 jet was built around this gun. It's the airplane's primary weapon. When you hear the iconic brrrt and see an armored column get turned into scrap metal, that's the GAU-8 at work. It's essentially a flying artillery battery, and it even makes the 20mm and 50 cal guns on this list look small.